The Sabbath school lesson for today says that it was an exciting time to be a member of the church. First, there had been an outpouring of the Holy Spirit. 3,000 people got baptized in a day. The church was united, the gospel was being preached, and God was adding people to the church on a daily basis. It was an amazing time to be a Christian. What caught people's attention was how much this church loved one another. They loved each other so much that if anybody needed something, the rest of the church family did everything they could to help. This church loved each other so deeply that they would sell their own property to make sure that everybody had enough food, clothing, and shelter. This church loved each other sacrificially. As a matter of fact, the church was making such an impact in the world around it that there were people who wanted to invest in the church. You see, there were some people who had appreciated their salvation so much that they were willing and wanted to do everything they could to help save other people. So they decided to invest in the church. You see, when you return a faithful tithe and an offering, you're not investing in a building. What you're investing in are the ministries of your local church that engage in the salvation of other people. Returning a tithe and an offering is a way of paying forward what God has done for you. Jesus saved you, and in return, He asks you to invest in the salvation of others through your tithes and offerings. You are literally partnering with God. And that's what Ananias and Sapphira wanted to do. They wanted to partner with God in the salvation of others. Great idea. So they came up with a plan. Sell some of their property and invest it in the spreading of the gospel. So what went wrong, you ask? Well, on the day they sold the property, they fell in love with all that money. Now, the problem isn't that they wanted to keep some of the money for themselves. After all, it was their money, and nobody, including God, was forcing them to give up their money. The problem was that they chose to lie to the Holy Spirit. Okay, so what's the lesson in all of this for us today? It's not that God will strike you down if you don't return a tithe and an offering. The lesson is that when you love money more than God, something always dies. Jesus put it this way in Mark 8:36. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world, but in the end, he loses his own soul? In the end, a husband and wife died because what truly killed them was their greed. Okay, well, that was our lesson and our nugget for today. Again, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.